Hello, everyone. Hope this finds you continuing to take good care of yourself and good care of those around you. Today, I had the opportunity to participate in an online meeting, and it was quite meaningful. One of the things that it brought up was a memory that I had of when I was 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, my father passed away. I'm from a family of nine. My mom had 9 children. I'm number 8 out of 9. And I was 6 years old, and I had this vivid image in my mind of my mom gathering us around the dining room table, and she announced that my father had passed away. I'm 6 years old, one of the youngest, and my family, was crying, and you could see the grief. And I was 6 years old, and I could see it, and I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. I couldn't bring any tears. I knew I should have cried. I knew that's what I was supposed to do. But I couldn't cry. And everyone else was. I would wind up carrying some shame and guilt from not being able to cry over the loss of my father into my adulthood. I thought something was wrong with me. And I didn't know that a 6-year-old, just doesn't understand death. And, intellectually I get that. But it was a part of my imprint of how I've lived my life, and it carried into my early adulthood. In my early adulthood life, at the age of 22, I was able to find my recovery. I was able to learn a lot more about who I am and to live a life very differently, a life in recovery. And I was taught how to learn to live life, how to feel feelings. And one of the lessons was from a friend of mine who is in a great deal of pain, who's just, so caught up in pain that he had to go jump in a car. He was going to drive 4 hours to go meet with his mentor, someone who could help him. It was the middle of the night. And about halfway there, out in the middle of the desert, he had this epiphany. The epiphany was powerful, and he just pulled over. And what he realized was that all he needed to do was feel his feelings. They would come and they would go. He didn't have to change them. He didn't have to feel differently. He didn't have to manipulate them. He didn't need to work with them. He just needed to feel his feelings. And right now he felt pain, and he felt pain because he's going through a divorce and some loss, and that was normal. And so he's able to turn the car around and come back home. And I heard this lesson from him 34 years ago. And the realization for me was that whatever feeling I'm having or not having is okay. It's just what I'm feeling. It's not the right feeling. It's not the wrong feeling. It's a feeling, and it's information. And it's temporary. As a matter of fact, I'm just experiencing that feeling or not experiencing a feeling in this current moment. And in another moment, I'll be feeling something else or not feeling something else. And I bring this up because today, in the times that we are living in, we're going to have a wide range of feelings. And sometimes we're going to maybe even feel guilty about having some joy. Or we might feel a little like we should be feeling worse than we are. Or we might be feeling pretty terrible and thinking we should be bucking up and doing better. And what I'd like to encourage everyone to do is allow yourself to feel the feelings you have or don't have. That it's perfectly okay today to rejoice in the humanity of everyone helping everyone, or to watch your grandchildren and smile and have some joy. And it's also perfectly okay to feel some grief and some loss. to feel some insecurity or some fear, to know that all of these feelings are okay and they're all temporary. The key is that we feel them, that we don't try to make up feelings that we think we're supposed to have, and that we don't try to suppress feelings that we really do have. That right now, this is an opportunity to be a human being in the mass of humanity, and to recognize our feelings are what bind us to each other. It's what make our experience of humanity together meaningful. Sadness is an expression of our love. Sadness arises out of loss generally. It's an expression of our love, and it's okay. Joy is an important part of our humanity, and the joy that we get to experience in the resiliency that we see around us. That's quite wonderful too. And so is confusion, and sometimes not having a feeling arise is sometimes a way to be okay with ourselves. In other words, sort of a defense. And then the feelings will come up on their own. So today I just thought I would like to invite you to be aware that your feelings will come and they will go, and that they're all okay. And the ones that we don't have, that's okay too. It took me a lot of years to forgive myself for not feeling that sadness at that moment. But there's a real freedom, when I recognize the ability to know that whatever I'm feeling or not feeling, it's okay. I'm just a human being like everybody else, and doing the best I can and learning to find my way. And right now we need each other. We need to support each other in all of our feelings or lack of feelings, to recognize our shared humanity. And let's share our feelings with those that we can, and let's be there to hear the feelings of others to those that we can. Be well. Let's keep taking good care of each other.